The Cannes Film Festival features a wave of Canadian movies this year. Filmmakers David Cronenberg, Adam Egoyan and Xavier Dolan are revealing their latest films. Joining us now from Cannes is Gorber, Jason Gorber, who is a critic with twitchfilm.com. So, Agent Gorber, David Cronenberg's new film, it's been described as gripping and twisted. Do you agree?
So here's the deal. A couple years ago, he played a film called Cosmopolis, which is a sort of new phase for him. He's doing these very sterile, they're always in sterile, but a very digital, very sort of glossy look. Cosmopolis took place with Robert Pattinson inside a limousine. Almost the entire film took place in a limo. Maps of Stars also has Robert Pattinson, also in a limousine. This time he's a driver. And it's a weird tale. It's meant to be this very dark and sarcastic tale about Hollywood and its obsessions. It's just, unfortunately, I think that Cronenberg's now at the stage. I love that he's pushing. I love that he's doing these things. He's just making films that no longer really speak to me. Dangerous Method, which was two films ago, a lot of people didn't love that, but I actually still sort of really liked that he was stretching on these last two films. Again, not really working for me, but a lot of people actually really enjoyed it at tonight's public screening. So my take on it is absolutely worth seeing. Every Cronenberg is worth seeing, but for me, this one did not work.
Okay, Adam Egoyan now, he's come out with The Captive. How are the reviews for that?
Right, and unfortunately the reviews for this one aren't particularly great either. So again, Egoyan's been a long time since Egoyan's actually had a really big hit. He played Devil's Knot at Tip, which was not particularly well reviewed. That was a film about the West Memphis Three. Captive, again, sort of ties a little bit into that in that it's another pretty dark story. This one's sort of, as he describes it, and when I interviewed him yesterday, it's a Scandinavian sort of crime thriller. There's some elements of it that are really great. You have some pretty strong performances by like Rosario Dawson and my favorite, Kevin Durant. I mean, he's a little bit mustache twirly in the way that he plays it, but nonetheless, I love Kevin Durant, big guy from Thunder Bay, big hockey player from Thunder Bay. So it just didn't come together. So even though we're here at CanCon on Cannes, you know, we're doing the Can on Cannes, whichever pun you want to use. Unfortunately, those two films haven't quite rocked it. So I'm still looking forward to this third film by young Xavier Dolan, 25 years old, with his fifth film. The guy premiered Thomas La Ferme at TIFF in September, and he's here with another feature in France. It's a little bit sickening for old people like me, but we're blessed with a tremendous amount of talent in this country, and Quebec cinema has been long-standing. So that's 3 films in official competition, the first time that's ever happened here, the big, prestigious Palme d'Or. So it's tremendous. They're showcasing our talent. There's short films here. There's Canadian filmmakers. There's people like Ryan Gosling. Even though he's doing an American film, he's a Canadian. We're still gonna count him as a Canadian. So there's tons of Canada here on the Quezette. It's a wonderful time, and it's such a privilege to be here with you today.
Of all the things that you were looking forward to at Cannes, which one is the one that you're anticipating the most?
This is kind of a funny thing. What I'm anticipating is that film I've never heard of. In previous years, there was stuff like last year was Inside Llewyn Davis. There was a film that I'm like, oh my God, I would love to be there for it. When I looked at the list this year, I thought, oh, some of these are kind of interesting. And I've seen films that completely blow me away now that I had no expectation to. There's a documentary about Soviet hockey, Scott, that you would love. It's called Red Army, and it is amazing. I saw a film called The Salvation with Mads Mikkelsen, who now we're calling him a Torontonian now that he shoots Hannibal in town. Salvation is this great, crazy Danish Western. So I'm seeing a bunch of stuff which is really great, and this year, really for me, it's a new discovery. I was here as a student in 1996, and I promised myself I'd be back. Here I am back on Cannes. I cannot wait to see. I got a whole nother week of movies.
That's just too bad. Jason Gorber in Cannes, back to the caviar, my good man.
Thank you so much, Scott. Take care. We'll see you soon.